Shalom, all praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honor to elders and apostles, a great millstone and citation to election, the real house of David, and everything is lining up. There's talks of war breaking out in the Middle East, in the Taiwan, in the South China Sea, the Pacific, and also with the Ukraine. And everything's lining up, and it's a beautiful time living in. It's not time to be wary and well-doing, which the brother said. I'm gonna go deeper into that scripture. But you have all kind of threats happening. You just had breaking initial unconfirmed reports of attack on an Israeli-owned ship off the coast of UAE near port of Fujairah, right? So Israeli-owned vessel was attacked by Iranian forces in the Persian Gulf near UAE. So we're in that time, man. All right, like it says in Joel 2 and 20, which I'll get that. But Lord, he's going to remove the North Army. Joel 2 and verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face toward the east sea, right, the Red Sea, and his hidden part toward the utmost sea, the Persian Gulf. It says, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things, right? Not great things in righteousness, but in wickedness. And that's going to happen to Esau, Edom, in this up and coming times, And Russia warned and labeled America as an adversary, and warned the U.S. to keep warships well away from Crimea for their own good, because this is not a bluff. And you have strong earthquake in Java, Indonesia, killed 8 people, thousands of damage. You have meteorites in Florida. I mean, it's just one thing after the other. There's so much going on, so much truth. And it cannot be suppressed anymore. It cannot be cancel cultured. A new report coming out of Africa is revealing that over 7 million people across 6 East African countries are on the brink of starvation. So, and I want to make a point too with the whole Pentagon coming out with that chip to detect COVID. See, look at how divided even their army and military is. You had the cops pull over that Jake that was in uniform, right? And they pepper sprayed him and treated him so with evil intent. See, it's coming down to if you have the Lord or not. It doesn't matter if you have if you've been sold out, because let's get this in Proverbs. Every man's going to seek favor from a judge, but at the end of the day, the judgment is the Lord's. You see, and He's pronounced death and evil to the vast majority of our people, even guys in this truth. This is Proverbs 14:35 says, the king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him that causeth shame. And a lot of dudes, they cause Yahushai shame. Proverbs 29:26, many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord, right? So, he probably thought he was in good case. Oh, I'm in the military, I'm gonna be okay. I'm doing everything they tell me to do. But see, the Lord, Esau is a pit bull. He's a dog. And he does what the master says, what Yahushai says. He's a father of spirits, you see. So it's really to be laughed at. You got women in the military, you got trannies in the military, you see. So the Lord, he's raising up a spiritual army, which is mighty, man, you see. Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 1, it says, for great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed, therefore unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, right? They thinking, but see, the counsel of men is not going to stand. And it's very important to not be wary and well-doing, because we're going to reap if we faint not. We're going to reap all the benefits of the Lord being with you, which far surpass anything of this world. All right, Isaiah 8 and verse 10. Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught. You see? Speak the word, and it shall not stand, for God is with us. You see? For the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people. It says, say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy, neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. You see, so the reason our people are afraid, because they was they would be hypocrites, and they weren't really keeping it real with the Lord. They were afraid and fearful of other things, what man looked at them as, you see, but not worrying, but they didn't care about how the Lord looked at them, you see, and that's going to bring a huge snare to the vast joy of the world. All right, this is Psalms 33 and 11. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the thoughts of his heart to all generations. And that's what your heart has to be on, upon the Lord's mind and his intent. All right. Verse 10, it says, for the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. So they're not even going to be able to do a lot of things that they're saying that they're going to do. They're not even going to be able to. Time is up. And not just these Edomites and all these heathens, right? But also the 2/3 of our people, they're heathens as well. Their counsel, their advice, their advice and what they think, what they want, is going to come to naught. It's going to come to nothing. It's not going to be fruitful. You see? This is Wisdom of Solomon 17. And we'll start back up at verse 2. It says, they being shut up in their houses. Look at all the quarantine. People not coming out. People scared to go here, go there. See? They being shut up in their houses. The prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night, laid there exiled from their eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions, right? So when you speak this gospel and this truth, you're supposed to make our people astonished, marvel, like, whoa, he said that? Oh my gosh. Not sing our people to sleep. But neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noise as of waters falling down silent about them, and sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. You see? Now let me jump down to the point. Wisdom of Solomon 17 and verse 1. Matter of fact, I got it right here. Because the Lord, he's going to cause his true men to laugh. We're going to laugh at famine. We're going to laugh at all this that's coming. We're going to be happy. The Lord's going to fulfill our joy. Yeah, here it is right here. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 8. It says, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul, right? They're telling you everything's going to go back to normal, everything's going to be okay, were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at, you see? Worthy to be laughed at. And that's what the Lord's going to do. Isaiah 65 and verse 12, it says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord of power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Whew. They're going to be lacking, man. They're not going to be full of Yahushua and the spirit of prophecy and of understanding and wisdom. It says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You see? So that's what's about to happen to the true servants of the Lord. Because you got guys, they're actually laying their treasures on earth, and that's why they don't defend the gospel. They try to defend themselves in the flesh, and they can't. The true men of the Lord, we're stacking our treasure in heaven where thief and rob can't get it. You see? It has nothing to do with the carnal, you see? Matthew 6 and 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For your treasure is, there will your heart be also, right? So our mind is with the Lord, our heart. We've given the Lord our heart, you see? And we're rich and we're rich in the spirit, you see, and that's where we're increasing, But guys, they cast their treasures on earth, and that's why they come against us. How we defend the gospel, they get offended at the gospel. They get offended at Yahushai. Matthew 23, Luke 11. You see, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. You see, so with men that have treasures on earth, they're gonna have wisdom that's earthly, that's devilish, and they're gonna try to defend that. You see, but what did the Lord say? That's where the thief is going to take you. You see. Says Proverbs 15:6, in the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. So with this Jacob trouble coming, the real ones that's really in trouble is the wicked of our nation, especially you guys in this truth. They act like no one sees you. Yes, the nobody see you, and we're speaking on it. We're not keeping silent. Like the Lord said, the innocent blood crieth unto him daily. He will not hold his peace. So that word treasure is a chasan, meaning wealth, you see, abundance of salvation, you see. So it also means strength, you see. So the Lord, he's strengthening us, and he's supplying us with all things that we need, in heavenly places. See that? Ezekiel 22:25, there is conspiracy of her prophets in the midst thereof, like a roaring lion ravening the prey. They have devoured souls, right? That's what they've made this truth. They made it a den of thieves and robbers. You see? And if you really don't care about your life and about yourself, then guess what? You're going to be very effective in this truth for the Lord. Because you're not of this world. You have no place here. You don't care about your life. You care about the Lord and his gospel being defended and being preached and taught the right, correct way, wholeheartedly and full. It says, they have devoured souls. They have taken the treasure and precious things. They have made her many widows in the midst thereof, you see. And when you go to 2 Corinthians 4:7 says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of God and not of us. So this is not of us. This is of the Most High. And the fear of the Lord, that is his treasure. And it's better to have little, right? Let me get this as well in Proverbs. And I'm going to get out of here. This is Proverbs 15:16. It says, better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Verse 15, all the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast, right? And we have a continual feast in this truth. The Lord supplies us with our daily bread. Psalms 135 and verse 4, it says, for the Lord had chosen Jacob unto himself and Israel for his peculiar treasure. And that's what the Lord is coming to get. He's coming to grab his treasure, his jewels. You see, and that's why you brothers don't be lack. Don't be weary. This is Galatians 6:9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Now, when you go into that word faint, it's rather heavy. Get out of here.
Strong's G 1590, ekluo.
Right, and it means to, metaphorically, to weaken, to relax, exhaust, to have one's strength relaxed. You see, but the way we brought that definition of treasure, it also means to strengthen. So, Lord, he's strengthening us by what? Us casting our cares and our riches in heaven. Spiritual riches, things that cannot be, it doesn't have anything really to do with the flesh. It says to have one's strength relaxed, to be enfeebled through exhaustion, to grow weak, grow weary, be tired out, to despond, become faint-hearted, you see. And despond means to lose confidence, be dejected. And matter of fact, we'll just close off in this precept as well, because the Lord talked about the faint-hearted, man. Your mind has to be strong. That word faint-hearted means lacking courage, timid. And a lot of our people, they have that faint heart. They're on life support. Sirach 2 and verse 13. Woe be to 12. It says, woe be to fearful hearts. You fear what man thinks. You fear being cast out of the synagogue. You fear what's going to happen to you if you teach Matthew 23, so on and so forth. And faint hands and sinner that goeth two ways. You guys are going two ways. You're serving two masters. You're in the middle. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Because you're not defending the gospel. So what makes you think in your deceived mind the Lord's going to defend you? You see? And we're in that time, man. We're in that time. We're in a beautiful time. A lot's going on. And keep your eye on things, man. There's a lot of things happening. And judgment is really being poured out. All praises, glory, honor, and fear. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakodash. Ababa Shalom.